In order to change an unresponsive force transducer in your 630 MA Myograph system, you will need a replacement transducer, your screwdriver and Allen key that came with the system, as well as the clear silicone grease. Before removing the transducer, the first thing we'll want to do is to remove the mounting support attached to the transducer pin. To remove the transducer, we'll flip the chamber over and you will loosen the 6 screws here covering the bottom plate. Then remove the backing plate, keeping the grease side up. Once the backing plate is removed, carefully disconnect the wire. You then need to remove the 2 Allen screws using the 2.5mm Allen key that came with your system. There's an additional screw inside the transducer housing which you will need to use your flathead screwdriver to remove. Once all screws are disconnected, carefully remove the transducer and be careful not to pull too hard as there are delicate wires attached. Once the old transducer is removed, it's time to prep the new transducer for use. To do this, we will first have to grease it. So you'll need a 1mm syringe, a pipette tip, and then the clear silicone grease. Put some clear silicone grease into the 1mm syringe and then use that to go over the transducer pin. You can then take your pipette tip and run some grease along the front edge of the transducer housing. This will prevent buffers, other liquids from getting inside the transducer housing and damaging the transducer. Now that you have the transducer greased, carefully take the connection wires and run it into the hole in the chamber. Be careful not to snag anything as you could damage the wires. Now it's time to attach the flathead screw that was inside the transducer housing. Once that's reconnected, you flip the transducer over and you can reconnect the Allen screws. Now that the transducer housing is securely in place, it's time to reconnect the cable connection. And remount the cover. Once all the screws have been tightened, you can flip your chamber over and reattach your mounting support. Once your mounting support is back on, you can then go to a microscope and align the supports and then calibrate your transducer, and you're ready to use.